Hey bodies, we back with another episode of Body Language. And on this episode, I'm going to be talking about how I quit smoking weed after 10 years straight smoking weed every day. I'm 4 months sober. Yeah. Real applause act. Thank you. 4 months sober after smoking weed for 10 years straight. And I don't plan on going back to that. But one of my friends came to me and was like, yo, smoke this. Your music gonna get way better. You're gonna get much more creative. And I bit the bullet, started smoking weed. At first I didn't get hooked, but then it became an every month thing, every week thing. Then it became every day. And for 10 years straight, I was just smoking gas backwards, you know. I was just smoking up. But I don't know. I guess I just came to an epiphany one day and I was like, I want to stop. So I feel like once you make the decision to stop, it's much easier. Because don't get me wrong, it's hard. It was hard. But I wanted to stop. And that's what you got to do. I would say that's the first step. You got to decide that you want to stop. So once I decided I wanted to stop, I started thinking about what made me even start smoking in the first place. And I'm much older now. I've grown as a person. I got different habits, different thoughts on life. And I realized I'm not the same person that I was when I decided to smoke weed. So why do I continue to smoke? And you're gonna question yourself a lot during this process. So ask myself, why do I continue to smoke? And that was the number one thing. It made me realize that I want to quit smoking because it's just not who I am anymore. That's the first step. Decide that you want to stop. Step number 2, I would say start with a goal. Like maybe 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. The way I did it was I stopped smoking for a week straight. Because like I said, I was smoking every day. I stopped smoking for a whole week straight. And I told myself, I'm going to smoke on the 7th day. And I'm going to see how it makes me feel. And yo, when I tell you, because when you smoke every day, you don't feel the effects anymore. You just get like maybe drowsy. I wasn't getting as creative. It was just a habit. But I stopped smoking for 7 days. And then on the 7th day, I smoked. And when I tell you, I was blown out of my mind. I could not handle it. All I was thinking was, I want to come down. It was crazy. And I realized like, yo, like, why do I keep doing this? Like, it made me realize that it's nothing. It ain't getting high ain't too crazy. It ain't something that I enjoy anymore. And I feel like that can happen to you if you tried it. So if you smoke continuously, if you're a chain smoker, give yourself a week to stop smoking. Then go back on the end of that week and smoke. And I guarantee you, well, not guarantee, but for me at least, you're going to be thinking about everything in your life. You're going to be thinking too much. You're going to realize, yo, this shit been holding me back. Like, why am I so dependent on stopping at the store and grabbing a backwood and rolling up? And why am I dependent on taking 2, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever it is, out the day to get high? It's just pointless. And then you're going to realize it's a bad habit, because all of that thinking is going to make you think like, yo, why am I lighting something on fire and inhaling it? You're going to start realizing it's a bad habit. You're going to realize that the people you around, because that's what happened to me. The people I was around, I would only hang around them if they were smokers too. I had no non-smoker friends. So you just realize that it works for some people, but for me personally, it was just a downward spiral. Like, I only would hang around smokers. I only would hang around my friends when we wanted to smoke, and that's just not the life that I wanted. And the third thing I would say is the third tip I got for you guys, I would say, is replace it with good habits. Because at the end of the day, smoking took a lot of time out of my day. Like, even if I was doing other things at the same time, and I'm not a great multitasker. I realized like when I'm engineering and making beats, I make them way better and much more efficient when I'm sober. But replace your bad habits with good habits. So even if you're not smoking weed, whatever it is, if you eat chips or if you I don't know what it is, eat too much junk food or watch too much Netflix, replace those bad habits with a good habit. So that's what I did with weed. I started waking up and working out every day because I used to wake up and light up. I was like Wiz Khalifa. Like I used to wake up and spark the gas and go through my day like it was normal. But now I wake up, I knock some push-ups out. I might run around the block. I used to run at the park, but this quarantine, they got the park blocked off, so I can't run the steps at the park. But I'll run around the block, knock some push-ups out. I think I told y'all in the last video, I've been getting crazy with the smoothies. I've been throwing the berries and the spearmint, the protein in my smoothies, steaming my face and getting my hygiene up, and with the face serums and all that. Just anything. It could be anything. Reading a book, because you're gonna have those urges to smoke. But like I said, if you give it a week, no smoking, and then go back to it, you're gonna be like, damn, how did I used to do this shit every day? So yeah, that's how I quit smoking weed. I feel 10 times better. I feel much more alert. Like I said before, I'm much more efficient. I've been hitting goals. When I'm making beats, I'll be flying through it. Like it's like nothing now. I retain everything that I learned when I'm watching like how-to videos on YouTube. I haven't been doing a lot of engineering sessions since this whole quarantine thing, but when I was maybe like 2 months ago, I was 2 months into not smoking. I was flying through my sessions, man. Like it was like nothing. I make less mistakes. I'm just much more alert. And like when I was smoking weed, I was so aloof. I used to be so out of it. Not even out of it. I was just in my own head all the time, like overthinking things. But like I'm telling you, man, when you stop, you're gonna be brought back to the real world, to the sober world. You're gonna be alert. You're gonna have goals. I don't know if for men, maybe your testosterone might shoot up, and you're just gonna be ready to get ready. You're gonna be motivated. Or another good benefit from not smoking weed that I got is you're gonna make new friends. You're gonna make friends with people that have good habits, that are gonna be working out every day, reaching their goals, and it's gonna motivate you too. So it's a lot of good things that comes out of not doing it anymore. Shout out to my boy Miles. We both quit together. Find other people that you want to quit with. I've even got people that back in the day, I used to get people to smoke their first blunt. Now I got people smoking their last blunt, and it feels so good. Like it feels much better than bringing people into that downward spiral, because you know misery loves company. And I wouldn't say I was miserable, but I definitely wanted people to smoke with. But now people who knew me as Body, aka Kill Body, the guy that's always smoking gas. All my songs used to be about smoking weed, or had at least lines of me smoking weed in it. But now I'm that guy that just want to better himself. That just I see my influence on other people. Other people have stopped smoking weed. Some of my friends have stopped smoking weed since I stopped. So even that, I don't know if it's a spiritual thing, but you're gonna have much more power over yourself, over others. People are gonna be motivated by you, because I'm pretty sure other people want to stop too. It's not just you. So the people that you smoking weed with every day probably want to stop too. They just need that leader. And if you want to be that leader, go ahead and if you feel like you're that leader, because we all are, then take that first step. Tell everybody, like, you know, I'm done. Even when people are smoking around me, I don't even have to hit the blunt no more. So yeah. You also gotta ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth going through all of the hassle that smoking weed comes with? Like, it's still illegal in most places. I definitely been locked up for smoking weed before when I was 20 years old. It was one of the worst experiences in my life. Like, I got bailed out by my grandparents, and my grandfather was still alive at the time, and he was just like, "You smoking reefer?" Like, I know to a lot of people out there, and in the comments, y'all probably gonna be like, weed ain't that bad, it got benefits. Yeah, I know all of that, but at the end of the day, it just separated me from my family. Like, I would smoke weed, not go visit family, or extremely aloof. I would, at family gatherings, I would just want to get away and go smoke some weed. And just for that feeling, separating from family, having really nothing in common with my friends, my relationship with my brothers, my sister, is definitely grown to a higher peak now that I don't smoke weed, because it was in the middle of that. It was in the middle of everything. I was just so dependent on it. And you just gotta ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it really worth, is getting high really worth almost destroying all of those things that you love? Like, and I don't have no kids, but how can I say this? I don't have no kids, but if I did, smoking weed just would not be a habit that I would want them to pick up. And if I don't want to pass my blunt to my son or my brother or my sister, then why am I passing it to why am I smoking it myself? So those are all of the things that made me want to stop. Getting arrested for it was, like I said, was one of the worst feelings ever. My grandmother, I just remember her to this day just crying her eyes out. Like, she just had so much, she had so many questions. She couldn't believe that I started. She just didn't like it. And I feel like it's something about being a man where you can say no to something. When you can say no to, especially something that you really love. Like, weed is a lot of people's, it almost makes you a slave. Like, weed can make you a slave, sex can make you a slave. All of these things can be your master. It can be your God. Like, if you're thinking about it constantly and always wanting to do it and not coming to a point where you can't say no to it, then it's your God, it's your master. And I don't want nothing in this world to make me feel like that ever again. So I really enjoy smoking weed, but I enjoy having my peace of mind, having my clarity, being able to level up as a man more than anything on this earth. So it just made me much more motivated. The benefits of it are tremendous. Like, when I stopped, it was hard. I went through cold sweats at night. Probably for like the first 3 or 4 nights, I would just be up. I couldn't get no sleep. While I was smoking weed, I stopped dreaming. Like, it was just crazy. But my dreams came back to me. My sleep schedule got much more healthy. My appetite came back, because at first when you start smoking weed, you get hungry. But when you continuously smoke weed, you almost go through the whole day without eating. Like, you can eat a blunt. But yeah, I didn't want to destroy all of the things that love me. I didn't want to push away all of the people that love me for a plant that isn't the same plant that it was when it first hit the market. Like, you gotta admit to yourself that the weed that they're growing nowadays is just too strong. And that's where it comes in, where I was saying stop for 7 days, then smoke on the 7th day. You're gonna realize, like, yo, like, this shit is not the same weed that I used to be smoking. It ain't the same. It's you can get addicted to it, and you can get addicted to sitting on a couch eating chips, doing nothing. And that's just not, none of those things defines a man. And I didn't want to be that person. I stopped being that person. I'm proud of who I am today. I've reached a lot of the goals that I set. I actually set goals without smoking weed. So if you stay in that mode, then you know you got this. Hey, body.